Why is Dinosaur Laser Fight the only one that has a freaking hyperlink to its own Wikipedia page?
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of the Day After Podcast. Today is a very special man's 40th birthday. The longer his hair gets, the more unintelligible my wife becomes. Today is Leigh Daniel Avidan's 40th birthday. No,
isn't it Lee?
Lee, whatever.
It's Leigh Daniel Avidan.
It's Danny Sexbang's 40th birthday.
Woo!
And in honor of him being so sexy and successful, I want to talk about this because if you clicked on this video, number one, thank you. Number two, you're probably already a fan.
Yeah, you probably already know what's going on.
In the off chance you're not, let us try to convince you because I think he does some really solid work. Ninja Sex Party is a comedy band that's been going on and off for like about 10 years.
Ish,
yeah. And it's composed of Danny Sexbang and Ninja Brian. And my greatest memory of this is you showing one of our friends. I don't know what the video was.
It was Orgy For One.
Showing him Orgy For One, and I'm like, Mike, you may not know this, but Dan really likes the 80s.
Yeah, Dan likes the 80s, and go watch that video if you haven't yet.
Orgy For One is one of his best newer stuff, but I thought it would be better to go start at the beginning and then move forward.
Right. So can I at least say, because you found NSP through me, can I at least tell the story of how I discovered NSP?
Go for it.
So 2016, yes.
Real quick, if you want to skip around, there's a table of contents in the description. Go ahead.
So in 2016, I was in London, and in between writing a whole bunch of freaking essays, I kept seeing hits for this channel called Game Grumps, and so I finally sat down and watched it, and I'm a compilation kind of person. So I was watching through all the character compilations, and finally got to Best of Danny, and they did the Big Zam fight, and during the Big Zam fight, Dinosaur Laser Fight started playing. So I was like, what in the world is that? That sounds awesome. And I clicked on that video for Dinosaur Laser Fight that was linked in the description. 2 hours later, my roommate comes in the room to me giggling like a fucking idiot, wondering what is wrong with me.
Because we're going to talk about it one of the first things in chronological order, here I tried so hard to dislike this.
Yes, you did! I don't understand. So did Yvette, because Yvette's Jewish. But I was like, no, it's funny. And finally I showed him enough Jew ones, and she was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty fucking hilarious.
But, like, you showed me Dinosaur Laser Fight, and I'm on the fence. I'm like, this is cute, but I'm cynical. I don't like... And then there's during the bridge... Yes, this is all true. Ask Albert Einstein. He invented space. And Ninja Brian, they have just the shittiest sparkle effects on his fingers. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm sold. All
right, I'm in. Okay. I'm in. Let's go. It took you harder to convince you to like Game Grumps, actually.
Well, that's a different beast. So one thing I do want to... This is rare for a band for me, is that a lot of bands, I like their stuff and then they fade out. I feel like their newest stuff is the best stuff.
Yeah, they keep consistently improving, and that is not to say the old stuff is bad. It's just they're really growing into their own as they've kind of grown. And I don't give a crap about really the history of the band. Like there's other videos
there are better videos about that.
But I do want to say Dinosaur Laser Fight. Oh my lord.
That's what I think one of the top three. Here's an intro to the group.
Right, and honestly, I think that's a hard intro for the group because up until Cool Patrol album was released, which we'll get there, that was far and away their best song. And it's kind of, your mind does a little hiccup when you go and see the rest of them, and they're like, yeah, but they're not that polished.
It does a Sugar Ray Leonard thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Not Safe for Work comes out 8 years ago. Jesus. Dinosaur Laser Fight is the fucking best. It breaks down new fans, and if you're broken, that's when you're susceptible to everything. But that's just me. I'm cynical. The Decision is a standard opening. I think a better opening than the Ninja Sex Party theme song.
I think the theme song is okay. The Decision is really solid, and now that I can see on this page how freaking old it is, it's a solid one. Objects of Desire, I
like Objects of Desire. Now, I'm not one to like their old stuff. Object of Desire is that song where Dan fucks all that ladies thing.
Okay, so like that has a distinct style. He always has kind of like a slow, smooth not smooth jazz, but that's what I'm gonna call it.
Slow romantic.
Well, yeah, a slower, like, soulful song. He has one of those on every album. It's of the rest of the albums, they do it way better than Objects of Desire does.
I also find that some of their funniest songs to me are the ones that also have merit on their own, like, musically. And that came out a little shitty, but, like, it's very slow. Like,
What does that even mean?
It's nice. It's flowy and it's nice and whatever.
No, I'm not saying Objects of Desire is bad. I just, like, there's other albums that do that tone better.
Okay. If we were gay,
That's fun.
It's whatever. No Reason Boner taught you that boys get hard for no reason.
Well, I knew that already. If We Were Gay is a great, is one of the best sexual tension between Danny and Brian songs, which is unfortunate because they kind of abandoned that in their newer stuff.
They abandoned that, and they abandoned the Jewish jokes. Not that because they were offensive, but they just fell really flat for me.
Right, but it's kind of interesting to go back and listen to Not Safe for Work. And again, I have all of these albums thanks to somebody awesome who got me a birthday present. And so I will listen to these ad nauseum in my car, and it's a good time when If We Were Gay comes on. So less so with No Reason Boner.
Sex Training is a personal favorite of mine.
Oh my god, I love Sex Training. When I showed you Sex Training, you effing hated it.
I did.
You hated it.
I hate fun.
I will die on that.
I hate fun.
Why did you hate Sex Training?
Because
That is a weird sentence.
Feel free to edit that out of
It's
context.
Sexbot 3000. I love him.
9, I don't know, whatever. But
I love him.
It's grown on me a ton because it's a good song while having the really shitty music video.
Yeah.
We found out that these music videos had a budget of about $1,000 a piece, which is something that gets weird later.
Manticore is probably the number one NSP song that falls flat for me.
I don't really dig it that much.
I feel like I should like it more than I do because the Manticore joke pops up in other songs. It just doesn't do it for me.
Well, there are better songs that deal with that, like Release the Kraken, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember You Can Do Us.
I don't remember a lot of these things.
We're literally sitting here staring at a song list for each album.
Because I feel bad because like the newer stuff is so much better. We thought about making a top 20 individually and then comparing them. Most of Cool Patrol is on my top 20.
Right.
But
now, okay, so I Just Want to Dance. That
yeah.
That one also has kind of the flowy, what I'm calling smooth jazz, even though it's not smooth jazz tone. And I do like Objects of Desire does that one better in that case. But.
Okay.
Oh my god, Unicorn Wizard is so good.
It's all right.
Unicorn Wizard is so good, you heartless bastard.
Okay. I don't remember. I need to listen to Strawberries and Cream again because I don't remember any.
Yeah,
of
Strawberries
this.
and Cream is always the one I skip over because when I bought the albums, I bought Not Safe for Work, Strawberries and Cream, and Attitude City. And while I love the first album, Attitude City is the clear winner there.
Yeah. Well, it's just a sign of them getting better and better and better. Every album is better than the last one.
Right, so let's look through here and kind of...
There's not a lot popping out.
Symphony in P minor is the one where they just...
It's a comedy sketch.
Yeah.
Everybody Shut Up, I Have an Erection.
So good.
That was one of the ones that Brandon Turner did, the animator for Game Grumps. He did a
music
music
video.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
I have an erection.
Everybody shut up!
That was good.
FYI, I want to F your A. I honestly, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's the one song I like better than the song on Cool Patrol that has that same tone, which is Smooth Talkin'.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, Smooth Talkin' isn't my favorite, but
yeah.
But FYI, Danny doesn't often like speak really fast or sing really fast, so there's a lot of really cool wordplay in that, and I really recommend it just for that.
Right, but if you want quick wordplay, go to Rhinoceratops versus Super Puma.
That's also very good because it's right there. That's another one of those wacky names, similar in execution to Unicorn Wizard, because he stated on Game Grumps, and I wish I could find it. They're like, what should we write for songs for our next album? And Brian's just like, how about some stupid fucking shit that the internet would just eat up, like Unicorn Wizard? And Danny outwardly he's like, Unicorn Wizard, but on the inside he's like, oh, Unicorn Wizard.
Well, didn't that actually become like one of his favorite songs? Unicorn Wizard?
One of them.
I
until
remember
Dragonslayer, but we'll get to that. Yeah. I did browse the Ultimate Sandwich. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Attitude City marks the first giant like leap because a lot of people will look over Strawberries and Cream and NSFW, but Attitude City is really good. This is one of the first ones where almost all of it is fantastic.
Right, and well, look the year it came out. It came out quite a bit. Yeah,
4 years later. So,
and this was at the point where I was actively I mean I followed it in 2016, but Attitude City was the one where I watched most of these videos before I ever heard the album
as they came out. Okay. And there's something to be said for watching a video versus listening to it.
Right, and next to Cool Patrol, this is probably the one I've listened to the most. Again, just because of the first 3 that I bought, this one is a clear winner. Road Trip is interesting because the video for Road Trip came out so close to the album's release. I didn't expect it to be that early on the album. I didn't expect it to be literally the first song.
Okay, yeah, and Cool Patrol did that too, but we'll get to that. I like it. It's just like 3 minutes or 2 minutes of puns.
Yeah. And I still think it's fun.
It is fun. It took me way too long to realize the joke behind I banged Ladesh.
Yes. Well, and I like when a lot of I love their new stuff. A lot of it, I think, is succumbing to spectacle creep.
Go on.
And where it's gotta be the next biggest thing, and we have to have fire and laser beams. Road Trip is just fun.
Yeah.
It's just silly and weird and
the bad dancing.
Right, without having to be over the top and in your face. Mm-hmm. I mean, and granted, NSP is always over the top and in your face.
Yeah.
Trying to show this this band to anyone, by the way. Again, if you're watching this, you probably have already experienced this, but trying to show it to my coworkers,
it's tough.
That is an adventure.
Trying to explain to your dad that on our honeymoon we're going to see Ninja Sex Party. He's like, excuse me?
Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
Mommy's a Bulbasaur.
Did I stutter? Attitude City.
Solid.
It's solid. It is the peak of a writing problem that they came into and then ditched for Cool Patrol, but it was a problem they had for a while, which was I'm going to portray myself as a tough guy, but really I'm kind of a wuss. And
right.
That's the joke.
Right. I mean, it's solid. It was kind of the first time they did that, yeah. which I really liked.
Why I Cry. It's another one of those smooth songs. You're looking at me.
Here's my issue with Why I Cry. When I sat down and listened to it in my car, because it's the only place anybody listens to CDs anymore. When I sit down and listen to it in my car, I actually like Why I Cry. I don't like the video.
I don't have to like the video. I feel that a good comedy song should stand up on its own.
Yeah.
Dragonslayer
is solid.
Fucking fantastic.
It's very good.
Oh man. Until Cool Patrol came out, that was like his baby.
Yeah.
That was what he was proud of, and it works really well as a song. Party of 3 doesn't get a ton of love, I don't think.
I don't know. I really like Party of 3 actually. Because again, it's with the newer stuff, they kind of get away from Ninja Brian is a goddamn murderous asshole. And again, like Road Trip, Party of 3 is just fun.
Yeah.
But it's fun and sexy.
It's fun in the way, yeah, because he's nude and some shit happens. But Sex Goldilocks is a standalone
whatever
comedy bit. Samurai Abstinence Patrol is
so good.
Is the leader of I'll sing that shit in the shower.
Oh, it's so good.
I'll sing that in a public restroom, in an office workspace, in outer space.
When I'm stealing jokes.
Thank you.
But that's another one of Danny's quick talking ones. Rather like Rhinoceratops versus Super Puma. Then this one's the better giant robot fight.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. You have a soft spot for cookies.
I love cookies.
It's right on the edge of
because I hate most screamo metal music, and when we were driving in the car when we first started dating, that's all you would listen to.
I'm sorry. It rides the line between comedy bit in an album and like actual song.
Yeah, I love it. And it's like it's only a minute and a half long, so if you hate it, like it's over quick.
It's a robot chicken sketch. And even when the music video came out, Dan's like, if you like this, go watch Cookies. It's maybe the fucking stupidest video we've ever done.
Okay, so you know better the origin of 6969 better than I do. So will you please kind of explain the where that comes from?
Danny is a gigantic 80s fan, and his favorite band...
Really?
No way. His favorite band is Rush. Now, Rush has an album called 2112, which is a single, like, 30-minute-ish song broken into 7 parts, a la Jesus of Suburbia or something else. And he said, I like that. I want it to be kind of like an homage to them, but also be true to us. So he wanted a big anthem about butt sex and what it is to be sexy. And it's he goes into the future with Brian, and there's a whole thing where sex has been outlawed, and it's musically maybe their best work up to that point.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, you don't put together an almost 9-minute song and not know what you're doing. And so it's kind of like the pinnacle of the transition from, oh, let's do stupid random stuff and see if it pans out, to
let's put in
very strong band on its own. By the way, props to you guys who also had to wait for the video to come out.
I know it took 2 years, but it came out really, it was
really solid.
Very,
it was really well
solid.
done.
It does a really good job emulating that style while still talking about poopy jokes, and
yeah,
that's very good.
Right, yeah, and so it's to show that, like, a comedy song can also be epic.
And I like that a lot.
And that's the kind of the quintessential. That's essentially what inspires a lot of the songs on Cool Patrol, which is why they're so good.
And now, in between, while I'm thumbing through it, they ran into a cover group called TWRP Remix Party, and I believe that was one of the best things that ever happened to them, because it allows them to open up musically while still being a funny group.
Yeah, I can kind of see.
I'll get to it in a second.
I mean, there's nothing against TWRP. I mean, there's just not a lot to say about them. I don't follow them hardcore.
They're just a really good, they help the album breathe. And while I'm skipping between this, I have a story to tell. My wife and I have been married for 2 years. On our honeymoon, we went to go see Ninja Sex Party in Chicago, and we forgot the tickets. We got the tickets. We got back. The line, not even joking, was 13 blocks long.
Yes.
And my pet theory is that when they realized, I believe they absolutely did not believe that the show was going to sell out as fast as it did.
Right. Well, and with a venue like that, there wasn't any selling out.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll notice how tight they had us packed in there. That was definitely a fire hazard, by the way. I don't think they were allowed to do that. We were going to get in
so much trouble.
I don't think they were allowed to do what they did.
But I like, TWRP was like, I know you guys are opening for us. Can you play like a 40-minute set? Because we are still funneling people in here. Mm-hmm. We got way back third-story seats.
Right, and that was fine. And I mean, we ended up so far behind because tickets were forgotten, and that's fine.
That's okay. But in the middle of the show, Danny says, hey, I love you guys. If you're willing to put your phones away, would you like to see a new music video we're working on?
Yeah, and he did that twice. This
was the first time it happened. And he showed you the video. Where is it? There you go. For a song called Cool Patrol, which would not come out for several months. Cool Patrol's fucking awesome.
Cool Patrol is awesome.
I don't know what to say. It's really good.
You're talking about the whole album now.
Well,
let's finish the concert story.
That's it. They played...
So we were packed in there like sardines, and I will say, I don't think Danny and Brian anticipated this. They not only filled a venue in downtown Chicago, they put more people in that theater than had ever been in that theater for any show.
For real?
For real.
Oh.
Danny said that openly.
I did not know. Wow.
During the show. And it's also a point of pride to the band that I can be in nosebleed sections and still have the time of my life.
It was really, really good.
Props to all those people I bumped into.
So they showed this video for Cool Patrol starring Jeff.
Danny's covered in peanut butter.
Okay. Oh, from the start.
Danny's covered in peanut butter. Okay. Help.
So you'll notice, if I can find it, I'll play just the first just the first second of this music video, because it opens with like 8 drum beats on a snare, and I can hear that. And then as soon as the song goes on, it's nothing but screaming for 3 minutes.
Yes.
I try to follow it as best I can, but there's a roller rink, there's cute girls,
and there's Jacksepticeye.
There's like professional roller skating dancers,
and like everybody's cheering and having a good time and timing and whatever. And then Danny pops on screen in a Speedo covered in peanut butter, and all of a sudden, and cheese, and all of a sudden the screaming takes like a decidedly female tone.
Daddy!
Oh, it was awesome.
It was fucking really good.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Orgy for One is the second best song in the album.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the best one is, but we'll get to that. Orgy for One's really good.
Orgy for One, I would go ahead and say that Orgy for One is my absolute favorite song on Cool Patrol. Oh, by the way, people are gonna do a Heckin' Confused. We're skipping the cover albums because we didn't buy those.
Well, we'll get to them, and we'll browse. Maybe later we'll browse, but
and nothing against them. I don't own them, so I can't talk about them.
I can. Orgy for One is fucking really good.
It's so good.
It's got like a budget. It's funny, and it's got like. It's the first time you get to hear like TWRP like run a solo in the background while it lets the song breathe.
Right, and so like 6969 was like so like overblown in like an epic sense. And like it's good, but I'm like at about 8 minutes I'm like, okay, I'm still listening to this. Orgy for One is the perfect length, and it's still that perfect tone that you get from 6969.
Later that month, or long time later, Haley says, "Oh my god, the new NSP song made me cry." I'm like, "Oh, that's good, baby." Wait, cry?
Yeah, and so, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give Orgy for One actually the number one spot, but it's going to share that number one spot for Danny Don't You Know, because those two are very, very good, but in completely opposite ways.
That's fair.
Boy, you love it when they drop the guitar beat. And it's just vocals.
Oh, well, that's so good, because I jizz a little bit every time we're in the car.
He had the biggest, like, 5-year-old boy smile on his face when he saw that.
Feety kicking. Oh, my God. It's really good. It's a very it's still funny, but it's a very unironic. It's got, like, a setup payoff. It's got, like, a story to tell. It's like, don't worry, I know it's fucked up, but you're gonna be fine.
This is... I think not the only time, but absolutely the best example of the time where they have a message, they have something to say. It's not just kind of a romp, which, don't get me wrong, on the romp shows, like, I freaking love those. But Danny Don't You Know is like the first time they really had a deep, heartfelt message that Danny felt strongly about.
That was really powerful, and it didn't. I like it. I don't know.
I watched it while he was at work, and I texted him. I was like, "Oh my god, the new Ninja Sex Party made me cry," and he's like, "That was a sentence. What does that even mean?" I was like, "Just come home and watch it."
Oh, that's very cute. It's also one of the few that has its own Wikipedia page.
Yes.
Apparently, okay. I like Release the Kraken more than you do.
I don't.
I
don't hate it. I'm just...
It messes with some cool, like, time signatures, and it's a cool epic, and you get to think about it, and there's a really good voice acting by Brian Wecht as the Kraken.
Yes. That is nice. That's about the only nice thing. The video is... I'm not saying the video has to be good.
Okay.
I'm not saying the video has to be good, but the video's not good.
Okay, the video was animated, and that's an animation issue, but... That came out so long after the album had dropped that I didn't really mind that much. Right,
yeah, I didn't mind, but Release the Kraken is the problem. I kind of have the same problem with that I do at the 8th minute of 6969. About halfway through the song, I'm like, all right, I'm still listening to this.
I don't mind it.
They keep doing the same verse over and over, and they keep doing the same joke over and over, and it just drags.
Maybe the same joke, but I really like the composition of that, but Ninja Brian Goes to Soccer Practice is exactly as funny as it needs to be.
Yep.
In and out, 30 seconds.
Yep.
Holy shit, First Date.
First Date is solid.
It's very solid. It's the first time...
It's my third favorite.
It's the first time...
No, my fourth favorite.
It's the... sorry, baby. It's the first time where they used the musical style for a joke. And I find this fascinating, because later in the song, he's like, let's kill 5 guys tonight. And then the next line is, let's kill 10 guys tonight. And the key takes a step up in intensity about, like, let's kill 10 guys tonight. And it says, no, let's maybe take a break on the murders. Then it goes, let's kill 5 guys tonight. And it takes a key step back down to where it was. And I've never experienced that before.
Okay.
I want them to do more of that. And
That was a really specific thing that you talked a long time about.
It was really special, and I like.
No. I'm not saying it was bad. I was just like,
it just shows that they can use not butt jokes to get to.
And it's also, yeah, I just like you focus on that one part without like. This seems to suggest that the rest of the song isn't fantastic, which it is.
Okay. You have a good album when Smooth Talkin' is the worst, song on the album. I'll give it to you. There's a very, very good joke where he wants to go back into a verse after a break and different instruments keep going in.
Yeah, horns and then guitar solo. That's funny. That's the only time I laughed throughout the whole song.
It's all right. Heart Boner. I like Heart Boner because it's another one of those things where musically it works for a song. If you didn't speak English and you heard this, it'd be really good.
Right. And then you'd show it to your other foreign language fans, maybe who speak some English, and they're like, this is all about dick.
It's okay. I like you, Danny. I'm glad it worked out for you.
I mean, Heart Boner's fine. It's just kind of like, it's Smooth Talking I don't like. Heart Boner is the C surrounded by A's.
Okay. Romance Novel is the best skit.
Yeah.
You bounced boobily and something about shrimp and penis.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it in so long, but it's him writing a romance novel, and it makes me silly and fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Oh my god, Courtship of the Mermaid, I laughed my ass. Oh, hang on, I skipped one.
Yeah, Eating Food in the Shower.
Eating Food in the Shower, I laughed my ass off.
was the second of the two music videos they showed, and they said, hey, it's coming out in November of 2016.
Yeah.
There was a long delay on that, possibly done by the YouTube's Adpocalypse.
And you can see Markiplier.
Markiplier's there, Barry's there. They did a whole song. It's a ridiculous premise that gets in and out really fast.
That's one of those that, like, I would love to be a fly on their writing room floor. In that one, because it's like, because Danny has explained in their playthrough of Katamari Damacy, how they pick songs, and it's usually a title first, and we'll write the song later. And
in the you know what Damacy episode I'm talking about? Danny says Brian comes up with all sorts of really bullshit ideas that don't work, and there's a bunch of ones that we never see, like things can never be the same, and in the parentheses, I've applied too much ketchup to this hamburger. One of them actually made a song, and it's called "Eating Food in the Shower."
Eating Food in the Shower.
I love it.
It's that's another absolutely fun one. Just turn off your brain and have some fun.
It's a little fast for me. I think it could have given 30 seconds to breathe, but that's okay. That's the tempo issue. Courtship of the Mermaid.
I laughed my ass off.
I feel like it's gonna get lost in the terms of.
Oh my god, it's so funny. And I know how crazy Danny is about that genre and that fantasy style. And so I'm really, really happy for him that he made that.
It works really well. It does the best thing a comedy song can do, is work well without a video.
Yes.
It's, do you like pizza?
Oh, my legs! Oh, they're definitely broken.
He's bringing the mermaid filet mignon, Brian. That's a clearly superior dish.
I just if you want to laugh your ass off throughout an entire song and you don't really care,
that's one of the funniest.
A little long. Go watch.
I like it. That's perfect. Sub 3 minutes for a comedy song is perfect. Additionally, Go Fuck Yourself. Excuse me, GFY that's exactly 67 seconds funny.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it's.
I like it.
I think it's 40 seconds funny.
It's got a cool marching band aesthetic.
Well, and again, I listen to these more than you do.
He's so sassy, though.
I listen to these more than you do.
Okay.
And trust me, your 12th time listening to Go Fuck Yourself, not as funny.
Oh, that could be the same for anything. I really like Mansion Party. Like, I like Mansion Party a lot because it takes, like...
It's not a bad song.
I like it. When a Mansion Party is a middle of the road song in your album, you got a good album. Yeah,
rather like Heart Boner, though I will say I like Mansion Party better than Heart Boner.
But the pandas have escaped the Pentagon. It's just so fucking. He lists all these. I like the payoff of the joke that he's so wealthy, he has all this crazy shit, but it's getting in the way of them having an actual party in terms of the economics and ergonomics of. That's it.
Okay, I think I've finally made the distinction of. Songs that you like but I have problems with. When a song continues to have the same exact joke just 100% of its runtime, I get a little bored with it.
I like it as long as it's a good joke.
And yeah, Mansion Party is a solid joke, but like the only one I will take the only one that I do like that where that is the case is Courtship of the Mermaid.
Because it's a really good setup, and then it just breaks completely.
Right, but like, what is he saying in Mansion Party besides my house is huge?
No, it's a deconstruction of the I'm rich and I got bitches.
It's not though. It's just adhering to that.
It's stating that there are some.
Is this going to be your divorce level Mansion Party?
No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be a Valen level divorce. It's cool. The shit doesn't work. Whatever. Are we gonna end this on a sour note?
No, we don't have to end it on a sour note. You wanted to talk about covers.
He made 2 Under the Covers albums with some very good songs in them. Africa by Toto. Africa by Toto. Jump by Van Halen. He managed to sound that really good for a song about telling people to go kill yourself. Really good 80s covers when he wants to be serious, but, still have his voice and his delivery and his 80s style.
Right, and again, I haven't listened to the Under the Covers album, but I do admire when Danny can just sit there and be passionate about something.
Which is very refreshing.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good place to get people who aren't fans yet into it, to acclimate them to their style before you throw the comedy at them.
Right, and for people who don't want a comedy band... because those kind of people exist. There's people who want the deep, soulful music or the party hard music. There's people who don't like comedy in their music, and that's fine. There's people who like ranch in their mac and cheese. It's weird, but whatever.
I got to try some shit now. Comedy bands are a tough sell sometimes because somebody in college tried to show me Flight of the Conchords. It's not for me.
I was really, really worried the first time you showed me Bo Burnham that
it was gonna
suck. That it was just gonna be I was really worried it was just gonna be boy humor, and it wasn't. I really, really admire comedy bands as long as you also have something to say, and you don't have to say that all the time. Not every song has to have a message or be deep. Ninja Sex Party hits the perfect. It's the perfect line of fun and serious, and I love it.
Danny, happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Ugh!
I honestly, take 3 years, make another Cool Patrol level album.
Or do whatever you want.
Or just make 5 more cover albums. There's a lot of 80s songs out there.
Or do whatever you want, bro. The world is your oyster.
I believe you. If you take 3 years for the next album, I will eat it up.
And Danny, real talk, you've seriously helped me through... So, I think you've helped a lot of people, but me especially, just get through some shit in your life. You're a massive inspiration just from how passionate you are about your art form. So I thank you wholeheartedly for that.
Well, actually, I do want to state, there's a moment, I had glossed over the covers. There's a moment where at the end of his set in Chicago, he says, "Hey guys, you want to be in a music video?"
Yeah.
And they were screaming. I was like, okay, we're going to play this song twice just to get coverage. He's like, sure. And he starts playing Asia's Heat of the Moment.
Oh, yes.
And after both of on the second one, he stage dives. And at the end of that, he gets up after the crowd is somewhat calmed down. And he's like, when you get old and you tell your grandkids what happened, that this is the kind of stuff that you tell people about. The I've made it moments. Mm-hmm. That's very sweet.
Right, yeah, and again, the NSP is what it is, and it's such fun to listen to. It would be nothing without Dan. I mean, I've gotten to the point, I don't watch Game Grumps anymore, and I would follow Ninja Sex Party to the ends of the earth.
That's saying a ton.
Notice we didn't talk about Starbomb.
We didn't talk about Starbomb or Game Grumps. That's a different thing. But Danny, you may have my wife's baby.
No, you do whatever you want with your life, Dan.
Dan, for real? Come to our house, Dan. Come to our house.
John, stop. You're making it weird.